Hi, Dave. Let's
Hey,
just get
Colin.
this out of the way. Did you settle on any lineup changes, or you have any new guys coming in?
Yeah, Di Giuseppe's in and Gautier's out for today.
Hey, Coach, throughout this season, one of the central themes you've talked about is experience of a lot of the opponents within the division. Obviously, you can't teach experience. You even joke that once you like to coach a veteran team. But how do you make up for that lack of experience? What does the team have to do on a night in and night out basis to make up for that lack of experience?
Well, obviously, sometimes time is the best anecdote for experience, and that's really the only thing that can happen. But that being said, I think what's important for us is, constantly focusing on making the next step and not worrying about, where we eventually want to be as a player or a player eventually wants to be. It's just getting better on a daily basis, whether it's an individual or just collectively. And, we focus on our game and we, dial in mentally and put in the mental and physical effort. We have a chance to win, and we've proven that. And we've been a little bit inconsistent with those areas. We certainly know we're going to have to be consistent with that tonight for 60 minutes, and we're going to have to be consistent with the mental and physical effort for the rest of the year.
About Colin Blackwell, someone asked him yesterday whether he was at all surprised by his success this year, and he said he wasn't. I know you knew about him or knew of him certainly when he was in college. Are you surprised by what he's done for you this year? Is this the player that you expected you were getting when you signed him as a free agent, or is he something more than that?
Well, obviously, when a guy scores the way he scored and he's never done it this league, I think it's a little bit of a surprise for sure. But we knew he was a good player. I knew he was a good player. And, sometimes guys like him who've been up and down and, haven't spent a lot of time in the NHL, sometimes it's just opportunity. And he's made the most of his opportunity, and I give him a lot of credit. He's a great teammate. Guys love him, and he's done a lot of good things for us.
Okay, so I'm going to switch and ask you about that new kid line with Kako and Alexei and Philip. You tried them earlier in the year. What do you think that they can do for each other? I mean, when you have three guys that young, what is it, 19, 20, and 21?
Right.
I mean, what do you expect? What are you expecting from them?
Well, I'm expecting what they're capable of giving us, and I think Capo's really made some great strides. I really have liked Laffy's game the last 2 or 3 games. Phil's starting to play better. So, I know everybody refers to what they were doing 2 months ago, but I think when you have players this young, they're not the same player that they were 2 months ago. So we're curious to see how this looks. Like I said, there was a lot of discussion about what our lineup should look like moving forward here, and that doesn't mean that we're tied to it for 60 minutes or for 19 games, but it's something that we want to start with tonight and see how it goes.
Coach, you said the other day that obviously one change impacts the entire lineup. One of the guys that's impacted by that change is Julien Gauthier. When you have a young player like that, that might not understand that, if he's putting in the effort and just because someone else is coming into the lineup, how do you walk that fine line to keep him, not motivated? I don't know what the exact word is, but,
Yeah.
but how do you walk that fine line?
Well, you just be honest with the player and tell them what the situation is, and we think Di Giuseppe gives us a little bit more simplicity to what we think we need tonight against Pittsburgh, and sometimes it's just matchup driven, Julian's done some good things. He continues to improve, but right now, especially now with Howden back and Kravtsov here, there's more competition. So, the landscape of our forward group has changed with 14 forwards. We haven't had that very often, if at all, since I've been here. So it does give us depth. And sometimes a guy who might be doing some good things and who might be playing well might be out of the lineup, which there's nothing wrong with competition. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it'll help elevate everybody's game when you have that setup where you've got people that can come in and out of the lineup.
Hey Dave, what's next for Lafreniere to get him out of that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-minute range and more into maybe a 14, 15, 16-minute range?
Well, get him on a power play will certainly increase those minutes. I think that's a big piece of it. I think everybody just looks at the total minutes, and if he's playing 12 of the 5-on-5 minutes, that's pretty good minutes. But the guys that play the high minutes usually the guys that are killing penalties on the power play. And right now, he's not on either. That doesn't mean that can't change. Matter of fact, he and I had a conversation about that yesterday about the direction of a game and where it's going, and you want to reward him to continue to play well. So, I anticipate if he continues to play the way he has, he'll get rewarded, and those minutes will go up in a different area.